the recording has started, and we place our recordings on our YouTube channel. So if you don't want to be recorded, you may want to drop off now. Okay, so with that, just quick heads up, there won't be any session next week because of Thanksgiving in US. So just want to mention that. So let's talk about network security perimeter. This is a new service that new security network security service that has just been launched in public preview at the Ignite. Um, and folks, if you don't mind, please let people in. If I'm kind of can see the screen, so please feel free to let people in. So let's talk about it. So here is a quick agenda. We're going to talk about what this service is, what are some of its components, property and use cases, features, etc. And we go from there. Please feel free to ask questions. So network security parameter is Microsoft service to build logical network isolation for PaaS services. This is very important. Okay. This is targeted towards PaaS services, and I will share a list of services that are right now NSP enabled, like they can be taken advantage of through NSP. Okay. Because, I mean, you can do private endpoints and you can do that boundary another way, but that's more on the network side and physical connection. This allows you to build um, a logical network isolation for PaaS resources without using any private endpoints. Okay. And you can do a couple of things. Number one, you can limit public network access. You can limit access from other IP addresses or other subscription, allow or limit. Okay. And finally, you can control outbound access. So you can control data exfiltration. And that is independent of what you are doing at the that what you are doing at the um, network setting of the resource itself. Okay, and we will definitely once we go through the demo, we will take a look at it. And there are detailed logs to see what's going on. So that's kind of that really helpful. Okay, oh, sorry, let me go back. So here's some of the things. NSP is the top level resource. You create profiles under resource which have basically access rules, inbound and outbound access rules, similar to kind of NSGs. Okay, uh, you do that, and then you have the resource association. So basically, what you do is you assign resources to these profiles. Just keep in mind, each profile can be associated with each resource can be associated with a single profile. And then you have the diagnostic setting to make sure that you are logging and doing all that stuff. Okay. There are two modes to it. Once you do the association with a resource, you can do either learning, which is the default mode. In that mode, you can see how what is being accessed, and you can look at the traffic and basically see how the traffic is flowing in the logs and decide if whatever rules that you have are in uh, are gonna be working okay. And once you do that, after that, what you can do is you can go in and you can go into the enforce mode. In that case, only the rule that you have set up, access rules, will apply. So basically, think of it. Learning mode give you a chance to review what you have set up, and then you can go with the enforce mode to allow, to actually exactly implement that role. So by accident, like if you let's say you set up a rule incorrectly, Learning mode will help you see, okay, yeah, I think I need that traffic and I need to change that rule, things like that. Okay, let's move on. Any questions, folks? And here are the common use cases. As I said, this is to control inbound access, data exfiltration, and main thing is building a secure boundary around your PaaS resources. Just keep in mind, very, very important. If you have a private endpoint to these resources, so let's say you have a storage account and you set up an NSP boundary around it, but you have a private endpoint. Private endpoint will not be impacted by NSP. This is all about public access. Okay, private endpoint will continue to function as before. They are not covered or blocked by NSP. Okay. This is kind of a behavior of a resource. So let's say that you have public network access enabled on a certain resource, let's say storage account. If they are not associated, it will work as usual. If it is associated with the network security parameter profile, then a learning mode is on. In that case, what's going to happen is it's going to be working with whatever rules that you have set up in, like, let's say you allow traffic from a certain URL. That URL plus the NSP rules, that will be the behavior. So it's going to be whatever rule that you have set up plus the NSP rule. If you're allowing everything, then everything plus NSP rule that you may have. Okay, that will work. And then once you do the enforce mode, in all scenarios, NSP will be the way to work. Okay. And if you have network disabled, in that case, only NSP rules are working. Okay. So with that, let's quickly, yeah. Oh, by the way, these are the services which are onboarded at this moment. Still in public preview, you have storage, key vault, and our demo will be around those resources. Any questions, folks? Okay, so let me just move this thing on the side so it doesn't bother us. Okay, so let me increase the font size a little bit. Okay, so I'm here. Let's create an NSP. Just keep in mind, in the resources, you have to enable this a private preview and re-register your network provider. So first you enable a public preview, and then you re-register a network provider, your network provider, for your subscription, and then you go ahead and start creating the network security parameter. So that's a requirement. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an NSP. Just want to show you how you can create it. You can go in here, pick up your resource group or create a new one. And remember, it's not available in all regions. It's available in South Central region. So that's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to call it 3. This is the name. And then I'm going to call it demo profile. And that's pretty much it. Okay. You can set up resources, you can set up inbound access rules, outbound access rules, but we're going to take a look at it on a NSP that I already have. You know, I just want to show you the creation experience in the beginning. I mean, you can do it all here, but normally you're going to be doing it once you have created the NSP and then go from there. Okay. So in that NSP, I have already created a profile. As I said, and what you do is you go into the NSP. Some properties are pretty standard. Activity log, access control, these are pretty standard. One thing I have done is in the diagnostic log, I have set up the diagnostic and sending all the data to a log analytics workspace. Okay, just to make sure I can see what's going on and if there are any issues or anything is being blocked. Okay, all good there. Um, and profile, there's a profile already created. Let me create one just for demo test. So what you do is you have a profile, you add resources to it, same thing, very similar to NSP, but you can have multiple profile. A resource can be associated with only one profile. Okay, so you may have multiple profiles for different applications that you may have in that you are working on. Okay, so this is how you create a profile. So let's go back to once again NSP and let's look at an existing profile. Right now, this is my profile and I'm going to open it into a new, uh, yes. So I'm here, the profile is here, and right now, what are the inbound rules? I haven't set any inbound rule here. Outbound rule, there is one outbound rule setup that I have created. Since it's created, I'm sending it to Microsoft.com. So just to show you an example, remember, outbound rule are only FQDNs. Inbound rule, and we will take a look at it in a second. So first, let's associate a resource here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add associate a resource. I'm going to select this profile is there, and I'm going to add, a storage account. Okay. And I'm going to add this key vault as well. Okay. And that's it. I added those two. These are two enabled, and I'm gonna say associate, and now it's gonna update the association. It will take a second. So if we refresh the screen, it should show up. So if it doesn't show up, don't be alarmed. It takes a few seconds for these things to show. Okay. So these are here. As you can see, these are both default in the learning mode. So it's a storage account. Let me show you the storage account here. This is my storage account. I have a container. I'm accessing it. Let me show you its network configuration. It's public. Okay. Anybody can access it. And I'm going to go into containers and I'm going to look at the demo data. These are the two things here. I can access it. Wonderful. So basically, it's accessible from everywhere. One more thing I want to show you here. Um, this is in 1 second, guys. Sorry, I was trying to drag a remote desktop. So basically, what I have is I'm running a VM in Azure. On that, I am connecting to um, my same storage account. Just want to show you something here. Okay, we are in the learning mode, and so far it's not, kind of applying any restrictions, and I am able to see the data. So basically, everything is good. It access from everywhere. Okay. Now let me do something here. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna go into my profile, and for the storage account, I'm gonna say, you know, uh, change access mode to enforced. Okay. Since that is now in force, it also show you what is the effective configuration. Okay, look, there is no rule name, so there is no inbound access to it. So unless you have a private endpoint, this storage account is not accessible, which is kind of not the the best way to access it. I mean, like it's gonna come up here. Give it a second. You see, yeah, it says if request is not authorized, this is blocked, and this IP address is blocked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and add a rule for this IP address. Okay. So once again, we go back here. Uh, I'm going to go into inbound access rules, add, I'm going to call it allow home, and I'm going to add this rule 32 there. Got it? With that, I have added the rule. And just keep in mind, while I'm doing it, if you look at the storage account, where is the storage account? Storage account is here. Look, it is allowing all network. Here I don't have to change anything here, but if I go in here now, I should be able to access it. Okay, look, I'm able to access it now. So this is allowed. I'm able to access it, and it also shows me refresh. The rule should show up here. Associated resources. You see, secure by perimeter. So now it is secured by perimeter. It is enforced, and let's see the view effective configuration. It's showing me only home address is allowed. Okay. One other thing, let's go back in here into and let me go back to the NSP, and I want to show you something, the logs, which to me are kind of important. I go into this associated resource and I can view the access logs. Okay. And these are the logs that are going to be showing up here. I'm going to do the reverse, and you see this is allowed. There are some denied as well. This one was denied. And let's go into the, here to see. So you see, list of operation was successful, but there are some denied here as well. What's going on? Let's see. This is denied. Yes, this is denied. So you can see deny all because you see NSP access log. So this is kind of telling you what's going on, how this thing is working. You can see all the logs and basically full visibility. So you are now able to secure your app service resources and putting a logical boundary around them. Okay, now let's look at a different use case. Let's say that you are accessing, you want to allow access from a set of services that are running in a different subscription. Yes, you can allow IP addresses and build a list of IP addresses, but you don't know. They may be running some services and in different ways. So how you kind of, I mean, in different app services, how you get all the IP addresses and they may change. How you do that? It has a very nice feature where it allows you to access. Um, for example, if I refresh it here, it allows you to set up a rule based on a subscription. Okay, so think of it. I have set up here a virtual machine. And that virtual machine, let me show you here. It's a Linux VM. As you can see here, this Linux VM is running in a different subscription and it's trying to access the key vault. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, let me run that command. This is trying to access the demo secret from key vault. It can access it because if you look at the rules for the associated resources, it's in the learning mode. Okay. So everything is allowed access. I'm going to do is I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it to enforced. Okay. It is enforced. And let's see what is the effective configuration. The only thing is allow home. Okay, that's it. But I'm accessing it from a different, VM that is running somewhere in Azure. Let's try to access again. Let's see what happens. Okay, look, forbidden by NSP. The request was not allowed by the NSP rule. This is your IP, all of it, it's describing it. This is the caller, okay? And this is the managed identity of the caller. Just keep in mind all resources inside an NSP, they can connect to each other as long as they use managed identity. Okay, they can connect to each other. It's the external resources we are talking about. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I am going to, in the inbound access rule, I'm going to add an other rule. Okay, and this time I'm going to say subscription. I'm going to say allow sub, and I'm gonna pick the subscription where that VM is running. Okay, so let me add it here, and let me go into that. Um, oh, by the way, let me show you this keyword. Once again, if we go in the networking, public access is allowed. Okay, so there is no change in the public access, no private endpoint or anything. And let's go into the virtual machines. I want to show you this virtual machine that I have that is running this VM. That VM is in a different subscription. This is the subscription ID. That's a different subscription than where I am running this key vault. Got it? So now I have added that subscription. Uh, Sorry, guys, can you hear me? Let me see. There's a question, I think. That's a good question. There in public preview, there is no cost, but yes, there would be a cost associated probably in the future. Okay. So sorry, guys. Um, yeah. So let's let me mention it here one more time. So once again, what we have done is we have allowed the subscription access to this NSP network security parameter, and um, let's see if we are able to access it now. Okay, let me just confirm that rule is there now. 1 second. Yes, both the rules are here. So let's see. You see, I'm able to access that secret. So basically, what I'm doing is just keep in mind from this VM, I'm logged in to the managed identity of the VM, and I have given that managed identity access to the key vault. Okay, so just keep in mind, I have through RBAC, if I go to the key vault, I have given managed identity access. So this is, let me go back. This is the key vault. If I go into the access control in this key vault, I have role assignment. There should be a key vault secret. Um, Yes, key vault secret user. This is the virtual machine. Okay, so the managed identity have access, that VM's managed identity, and once I allow that subscription to access, it can now access. So that's how you can control access at the subscription level. So if there are multiple managed identity, multiple VMs trying to access it, they can do it through that managed identity and through that subscription level access. So once again, if we go into the logs here, let me run the logs again, and let me hide this thing here. You see all of the, just keep in mind that your logs are refreshed every like 5-10 minutes, so you may not be able to see the latest logs, but just watch out for those. So this is, I think they're a little bit older. Let me just run again because they are like 5-6 minutes back. Any questions, folks? So it's still running the clock. So in the meantime, let's go back here and let's do a quick recap. So network security parameter is Microsoft service to build a logical network isolation for app services. So it allows you to build that kind of a boundary, secure boundary around your PaaS resources. Just keep in mind, this is independent of what you are doing with private endpoint. Private endpoints are not impacted by NSP. This is only for the public access level. So let's say that you have some resources that you want to build boundary around it, control the access. You don't have to do it at the individual resource level. You can do it at the NSP or network security parameter level. You can provide inbound rule, which can be at this moment IP address range, or it can be a subscription. For outbound, it can only be a FQDN at the moment. Okay. And you can create those rules, and you have two modes. One mode is the learning mode, which is the default. In that mode, basically what's going to happen is it's going to be whatever configuration that you have for the resource plus the NSP rules. Okay. And this will allow you to see how, I mean, if the rules are configured right, if you need to do any tweaking. Once you enforce it, only NSP rules will apply. Just keep in mind that a resource can only be attached to a single profile. Okay, and at the same time, you can have multiple profile under a NSP resource. Okay, this is currently in public preview. Um, any questions, folks? We have 3 more minutes. Okay, if there are no questions, then I will give everybody their 2 minutes back. Just keep in mind there won't be any session next week. We will be back in December. And with that, hope everybody had a wonderful rest of their day and have a great weekend. Thank you.